open world, you know, you've got some footage here. Big open city, 100 players, lots of AI, lots of zombies, etc. And people be cruising around, you know, you can just go in and cruise, you put your side, eye enforcement, you gang. So what's going to happen here is a bunch of 4 gang members here are taking on, you know, effectively a mission. They're going to try and hijack the armored van. So they're cruising around, they've picked their spot, they know where they're going to carry out the mission. Up until this point, they've committed no crime. The enforcement can't do anything against them, they're law-abiding citizens. Okay? So, and here's a couple of enforcement guys, they're just cruising around the city. There's enforcement all over, having donuts, listening to music. As you do. All once again, completely unique. So these guys are going to now perform, you know, kind of a typical kind of, you know, scenario in APB. They'll pull out, very typical of these kind of games, you know, force a guy, and he's an NPC, it's all AI control, pull him out. And it's 3 players, so what you really want is you want your best car driving guy to drive the van, and the other 2 players who are maybe your best FPS guys in your plan to be hanging out beside you, you know, to do a shooter. Now what we do is, we do a dynamic matchmaking in real time, and we send out an APB to these 2 enforcement guys here. And effectively, it's a dynamic matchmaking, you know. And because there was 4 criminals, we've now picked another 2 enforcement guys in the city and sent an APB to them as well. So effectively, what we've done is a typical kind of, you know, matchmaking in any kind of FPS. We've done it real time in the world, and done it based upon the stats of the players that are good at it. So now effectively what you've got is a classic kind of movie shots. You've got the enforcement trying to complete the mission by getting the loot to the safe point, and you've got 2 sets of enforcement guys trying to stop them. Now at this point, you know, you've got to think about, you know, hopefully they know the city, they know the shortcuts, you know, they're trying to walk off alleyways, trying to take them down. People are driving, people are firing out the sides, everybody's got the role, you know, in the actual game. The other guy's riding a shotgun trying to distract the enforcement guys. One guy's driving, the guy can lean out the window. So, you know, there's always fun stuff to do, no matter what kind of, you know, position you take in the actual mission. This is another guy, he's a new player, he's just come into the game, he's on the first he gets to see all this cool stuff. So, you know, effectively they're just towards the end of the mission here now. They've just managed to get the loot, you know, to the safety point. They haven't quite managed to lose the other players, though. You get the classic kind of in a shootout towards the end of the mission. So that's a typical kind of, you know, a single.